Turn off your television sets. Turn them off now. Turn them off right now. Turn them off and leave them off. Turn them off right in the middle of the sentence I'm speaking to you now. Turn them off.
Hello, people. After a long hiatus, we are back. Quick, I guess, programming note. D and I were recapping Under the Banner of Heaven, but then like life happened, so we're just gonna do the finale for that one. But we're back now to recap Obi Wan, and a familiar face has joined me. Courtney, how's it going?
I'm good. Really, really good. We are celebrating being off work, so
Yes.
if I look like I just got back from the pool with my cousins, that's the vibe of my day. So I ask you be understanding of my appearance and my demeanor today.
So as you can tell, we are clearly recording this episode on Monday, Memorial Day. But when you're listening to this, it'll likely be Tuesday. But yeah, we're here to talk about the new Disney Plus show, Obi Wan Kenobi. Now, as I was telling Courtney offline, I think it would make sense if the show would either name Obi Wan or Kenobi. But I have to get used to saying Obi Wan Kenobi. But anyway, we are here to discuss Obi Wan Kenobi. If I'm not mistaken, this is going to be a 6-part miniseries, which is good because just give us a story, get in and get out. But Ewan McGregor is back. Hayden Christensen is back. Unfortunately,
Mhm.
oh no, we'll give him a shot.
Well, I've heard he's better. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, he there is only up from where we last saw him.
Here's the thing. I think Anakin is one of the most insufferable people.
Yes.
Darth Vader is not, even though he's a bad person.
Mhm.
I prefer Darth Vader to Anakin Skywalker. So maybe we can get better Hayden Christensen out of Darth Vader than we could as Anakin Skywalker.
I certainly hope so. But Courtney, I'm gonna give you a big task. For the people like me who click past the recap, tell us how we got to this show. Like, where does it fall within like the Star
Are you
Wars
asking me to
timeline?
recap the prequel?
Not just give us the beats.
So if you haven't seen the Star Wars prequels, I don't know what you're doing. First of all, anyway, so it's after the prequels, and I believe it's after. It's after Clone Wars too, obviously, because it's after. But so it's after that. I think it's like 8 years.
10. I think this is a
8 years
decade.
after the prequels, because that's how old little Leia is.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
think
right,
it's
that's
8
right.
years. 8 to 10. She might be
Yeah.
10. I feel like she's 8. She looks more like an 8-year-old. But
Mhm.
yeah, so it's about 8 to 10 years after the prequels, and they surprisingly they did a recap of the prequels. I was pretty surprised by that, but I'm like, I guess you need to at this
Mhm.
point. I also want to make a comment about how people. What's the actor that plays the original Obi-Wan? His name just blanked from my mind, and I feel awful for
Alec Guinness.
Yeah, Alec Guinness. That's who it is. People were like, "How did he age like this between here and Star Wars?" And like, the actors are 8 years apart, which is
Yeah.
in another 8 years is when that happens. I don't think that's a huge age difference. I think people get psyched out by hair. I think only if you take away the hair color, he doesn't look that much older than Ewan McGregor. Like, people are being weird and dumb.
Yeah, Ewan McGregor is 51 years old, and Alec
Yeah.
Guinness, I think, was like 62, 63.
Yeah,
when he
like,
re-
so
yeah.
I think people like solely rely on hair color, like hair, a lot of times to identify people, which is funny. But like, take away that hair, and I'm like, actually, Alec McGinnis didn't look that old. He looked pretty decent. Maybe it was just the 70s.
Yeah.
The 70s making people look better. That poor film quality. But I just had to get that out of the way because it's been irritating me. Like, it's actually, the timing is kind of perfect because canonically his age canonically matches the age that Obi-Wan should be at.
Right.
So anyway, I had to get that out of the way. That's been annoying me for some reason. But no. So that's where we're at. We're about 8 to 10 years after episode 3. Yeah, episode 3. See that's not one thing that'll always trip me up, and probably because I've been drinking, is that it's like 1, 2, 3, the prequels, but in your mind, like I was
You want
technically
to
alive
say,
before the
yeah.
prequels. If you're alive before the prequels, like it trips you out.
Uh-huh.
It's like, wait a second, no, but yeah. So it's because no one ever calls those 4, 5, 6
Yeah, like I have to force myself
force.
to like yeah. I have to force myself to think of them like in like chronological order, even though like you said,
Yeah.
like because my mom like does not say A New Hope, like she refuses to. So like when they brought it back as like episode like
Yeah, my parents were like, yeah, this is
4,
Star
yeah.
Wars 1, Star Wars 2, Star Wars
Right,
3.
right.
Star Wars 2 is like my parents' first date. That's how long ago that was.
Yeah, so I have to like even say episode 1, even though I know it's episode 1. It's like it's still weird saying that because those are the prequels and they came later. But
But
yeah,
anyway, yeah. So it takes 8 to 10 years after episode 3. So that's where you need to keep that in mind. So remember, people age. Get off of TikTok. Go touch a blade of grass. People age, and Obi Wan is aging pretty like as he should be.
I
And
was about to say,
remember, he is
Courtney,
a
don't do
white
it.
man in a double
Okay.
sun desert planet, so he's gonna age pretty quickly. Not only that, I think he's Scottish, so he's a
Yeah.
Scottish man in a double sun desert planet with no SPF, no skincare routine, and he's stressed.
Yeah, he's going through some shit. Yeah,
He's
which
going
is
through some shit. He still looks good, but he's
I
going
was
through some
waiting
shit.
for it. Yeah. But no,
Hey,
that's
I'm
that's
restraining myself right now.
I understand. But no, that's the intrigue of the show because to me like Obi-Wan is like such a good character because
He's so good.
like you said we start off like where he's basically um also if I am now to go on a rant, like I was like watching this and and going back to like the visceral reaction of like the Last Jedi when people were like Luke would
Mm-hmm.
never shut himself off from the Force. Well, here we are watching Obi-Wan refuse to use the Force because the moment he does, Inquisitors will find him, and
We'll
then
find him.
therefore will find Luke as well. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, that's where we are with this. It's a fascinating story because it's almost set up like it's almost set up like a samurai story. Like he's like the
It really
last one.
is, but that's the original concept of Star
Right,
Wars,
right.
right?
It
And
goes
that's what
back
makes
to
me
Hidden
so
Fortress. Yeah,
happy. Like, other than being ripped off from Dune,
yeah.
which I'll forgive because, like, I think it goes off enough for where, like, it's fine to me. But but when you rewatch like episode, I hate to call it like the Star Wars 1, like the
Right.
original Star Wars 1, not episode 1. Like, it is totally a Dune ripoff. It's so funny. But anyway, so George Lucas's idea was westerns meet samurai tales, right?
Mhm.
Which are actually very similar. So the fact that they're kind of going back to that makes me happy because to me that's what makes Star Wars really good.
Right.
Is that it's like, what if we just combined cowboys and samurai but made it in space? And that's a very cool, badass concept, right? So the fact that we're getting back to that, and I'll hold firm to this because I always have this take that I find the Skywalkers to be very uninteresting, most
Mhm.
boring characters. And when I say Skywalker, I mean also like a lot of the main characters. I have two exceptions, and that's Leia and Obi-Wan Kenobi because they're very
Exactly.
interesting. And the fact that we get both of this in the show, I'm so happy that we don't have Luke. People were upset. Shut the fuck up. Leia is 10 times more interesting than Luke. I'm sorry, because she actually has balls to do things. And yeah, this is just, I'm very excited that it's not more Luke. I was worried we'd get more Luke, especially at the beginning of the episode. I'm like, oh my God, I get it. It's a callback to Anakin, TIE fighter. Ha ha ha. I'm tired.
Yeah, like there's
I
so
wanna-
much more to explore,
I
and
want to see Leia being rich, senator's kid, material girl walking around with her little ladybug droid.
Galaxy Girl. Yeah.
Galaxy girl, that's an example.
But yeah, like you raise a good point because like watching these first two episodes, I was like, huh, this is really Leia centric, and
Mhm, which is-
it's because like through like other avenues, we learn like Leia is force sensitive. She later becomes a Jedi, but we don't like really get a lot of
We don't
Leia
get to
on
see, yeah,
screen.
she becomes a Jedi Master, and it's just so.
Right.
I feel like the only reason we got more Leia is because of Carrie Fisher.
Right.
Like if you watch it, it's only because Carrie Fisher is so interesting. So I think I'm so glad that we're kind of getting more of Leia, and even in these first 2 episodes, you get to see Leia probably not knowing it, using the powers of the Force. Just reading her cousin like that. I'm like, that's what family gatherings are for, is basically giving her cousins reads to where they have trauma. So that's what they're about.
But
That was a read. She's like, you will never live up to your father's expectations. You're just going to be depressed the rest of your life. You're going to be a failure, and that's why you're a bully. And I'm like, oh my God.
I was like,
Like,
I'm
if
like her.
you're like, he's like 13, 14. He's getting read like that by an 8-year-old. That's a sad life.
Yeah, I was like, I like this little girl. I like her. But yeah,
Oh,
so we start off with the introduction of and you'll have to. This is where like you will have to help me out because if you're listening, unfortunately, I haven't seen the Clone Wars, but we're introduced to also shout out to Benny Safdie. He makes a guest appearance. By the way, he is one half of like the Safdie brothers who directed
he's
Uncut
not the only
Gems.
experience either.
But yeah, he makes a guest appearance as the Jedi who is being chased by the Inquisitors. Courtney, for those out there who may be new to the Inquisitors, let's talk a bit about like the role they play, who they are, what they do.
So they basically, again, I've been drinking, so if I'm wrong, I never said this. So from what I can remember, is that the Inquisitors were basically like Jedi turncoat. Like, so they crossed over to the dark side and basically are serving the dark side to hunt their own down.
Mhm.
I'm interested to see more of that because it wasn't Clone Wars. It was one of the other miniseries. We see Reva. And I'm very intrigued by Reva because there's already a very similar character to Reva. Can I say a Clone Wars spoiler? I could say a Clone Wars spoiler.
Have at it.
And she was just as ambitious as Reva, but ends up crossing over good, and she gets yeeted by Darth Vader. Clone Wars is good because you get to see, all the series are good because you get to see Darth Vader being OP as he is. I feel like we hardly ever get to see Darth Vader being OP. So I'm hoping, since this is really kind of ripping on Clone Wars a lot too, that we get to see more OP Vader. But yeah, that's what Inquisitors are. Basically, Jedi traitors a lot of the time, and that's kind of how they know.
Mhm.
That's how she's able to know. She's like, well, Jedi can't help themselves but be good. How else? But you notice like the others don't know that. She knows that. So she knows how to trap Obi Wan and all that because they're trained in the ways of the Jedi. So and honestly, part to me, you almost can't blame them because it's like you either join the dark side or you get killed.
Mhm.
So you almost like you get mad, but you almost can't blame them.
And see, that's such an interesting story already because once again, like Obi-Wan like knows these people are out there. So he is like in solitude, shutting himself off from the Force, working
He's in
like
exile. And that's one thing I
yeah.
love too, is like they find they're getting into the Obi-Wan exile because he was in exile for a long time, fathering children that they didn't talk about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he broke that rule. That's canon, baby. That Obi-Wan was fucking.
Well, you have
canon.
to walk the walk if you want to be a commoner. So he had to adapt,
Yeah,
the ways of the
he
world.
was just so into it that
Yeah.
he's like, I have to fully commit.
Exactly.
I have to fully commit. I volunteer.
Oh my god.
I had to say it. Oh, that's the only time I'll say it this time.
but yeah,
Edward McGregor. Too much.
yeah,
Anyway, hi.
The mission
When it's Ahsoka time, that's all AJ and Ron are going to be talking about.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I have to
yeah,
get mine in.
When it's Ahsoka time, like it's gonna. Never mind. I digress.
It's going to be 2 hours.
Not even 2 hours worth of a recap, but we'll make it 2 hours.
Anyway,
But yeah, so he's tasked himself basically with just keeping an eye on Luke because of course he feels like he's failed Anakin, so therefore he can't allow Luke to, to follow that same path. So even though he's like pretty much out of his life, like he's still like, and as we know from the original movie, like he's basically old man Ben Kenobi up the street, but he's really just keeping a watchful eye on Luke to make sure this doesn't happen. But something also very interesting happens. Because I'm gonna blend like episode 1 and 2 because they kind of blend anyway.
they're one episode. It's fine.
Yeah, it's basically one episode where he basically got called out on it. He was like, "Yeah, my task is to watch Luke," and then but they're like, "Well, he has a twin sister and she's just as important, so you need to watch her as well."
That's fucking right, Obi Wan. Like, what the fuck? Are you being sexist right now? But no, that's actually canon too. In Clone Wars, they talk about like a lot of the, like, again, being based off of like feudal Japan and even like old America, like a lot of like the sexism. Like, we don't care about Anakin's daughter. We only care about his son. So I'm kind of glad that the Senator Organa actually said that. He's like, is she not just as much of Anakin Skywalker's child? Is she not? So, and he's like, you swore to protect both of them. But this to me is going to be interesting canonically because there's like a lot of things they kind of almost need to retcon, which a huge part of Star Wars 3, not episode 3, but see, I can't call it 6. Star Wars 3 is that, I don't know if anyone will remember towards the end when, uses Force mind reading, he realizes when fighting Luke, he's like, you have a sister. You have a sister? And that's when he threatens Leia's when Luke, but I'm just like, it's almost like, how did you not know at this point?
How did you not know?
You knew you had a son. But so I'm interested in how they're going to skirt around that.
Yeah. Also, I have to say this. I have to get off topic for a bit. So I was attempting to find the name of the character who kidnaps Leia, but as I'm going through the cast for Obi Wan Kenobi,
I told you he's from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
That's Flea.
I
that's
recognized him instantly, and it took me out. I'm like,
but
Flea. That's his name.
Yeah, but I also see here O'Shea Jackson Sr. and Jr.
What?
If you don't know, that is Ice Cube and his son.
Where?
No way. They like this has to be a mistake, right?
They have to be like aliens or something.
I don't know, but they're listed in the cast.
I know I would recognize Ice Cube.
I'm sorry, I have to go.
They have to be the aliens. There's aliens in the chase.
Okay, so Flea's character is Vect No Crew. But yeah, so O'Shea Jackson Jr. is apparently going to be in the next 4 episodes. Yeah.
I'm looking this up. His son. That's his son, right?
Yeah. But on Google it also lists Ice Cube being in but I don't see it on
See, there's literally the top result is rapper Ice Cube and Obi Wan Kenobi. He's on the cast list. That's the title. All right, you talk, and I'm gonna look this up.
But yeah, so Vec No Crew has Leia kidnapped and she's brought to I don't remember the name of the planet, but this planet is pretty much a scammer planet. So if you go to that planet,
basically the land between Birmingham, Alabama, and Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, it is. It is like that. Yes. But yeah, if you go to this planet, you probably won't be able to get passage out of it. So yeah, Obi-Wan is then tasked with going to this planet and retrieving Leia. On top of that, Leia's being used as basically lure to find Obi-Wan because the Reva, played by Moses Ingram, the very ambitious Inquisitor, she's also looking for Obi-Wan. So therefore, she knows that Obi-Wan is likely going to be looking for Leia. But yeah, that's I
have an interjection. So this was a mistake. There's going to be a cameo in this season. So they accidentally dropped the ball by mentioning him and his son His son's going to be in multiple episodes. He's going to make a cameo some point in the series. It was a mistake listing him on these episodes.
That's
a
like
big mess up because that would have been such a fun surprise.
because yeah, I was just sitting here looking. I was like, what?
Apparently, everyone was driving them nuts to the point where that was an article title. But anyway, my goal is to get famous for no other reason other than to be in something Star Wars.
Yeah, than to
right.
have like a Star Wars cameo, like just a random ass Star Wars.
Yeah,
cameo.
I want to be a random ass person, please. Obi Wan, baby mama number 4. That's me.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Listen, he's got to blend in.
Oh, okay. This was a mistake.
Rod's like, I want to be in a circus.
Yeah, I would gladly. Yeah.
He's like, she can stab me with a lightsaber. That's fine.
I can take it. I can handle it.
Anyway.
But yeah, the end of episode 2 was actually like interesting as hell to me because like the revelation shouldn't have even been a revelation, but I don't know why I never stopped to think that Obi-Wan like didn't know that. Because as Reva was chasing him down, she was like, "Oh yeah, you don't know?
Yeah,
He's
that's
still
crazy.
alive."
I guess he was so because that like it's such a faraway planet, and like he's just doing almost indentured labor, not quite, but almost.
Mhm.
I guess he's just so far away from the outside world. I mean, Luke didn't really know what Jedi were that much,
Right?
In the original 3, so I guess Tatooine is just so.
Yeah, so far away.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah,
literally a garbage planet. That's not
and
an opinion.
Anakin
It's literally
did,
a garbage planet.
and Anakin did fall into like a fucking pit of lava. So it's not far fetched to think this guy, with his burned limbs, wouldn't
Yeah, and
survive
he's like
that.
in the helmet and stuff, and like of course we know.
Yeah, we know, but I never stopped to think like, oh, Obi-Wan
But the
didn't know
implications
that.
are bad though, because like that tells him that he's causing all of this. I think it would have happened anyway. I don't think they
Mhm.
would have been as successful.
So yeah, like that's where we are with this show. Like basically Obi-Wan having that realization, like because at first he thought he was just protecting Luke, but now he has to juggle like he has to come face to face with essentially his failure now because he's like, oh shit, Anakin is actually still alive and he's the one causing all of this havoc by, like you said, acquiring like turncoat Jedi and making them chase
Right.
down the last few Jedi alive. So yeah,
I have a
just
take though.
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say if Leia's parents never would have made her apologize to her cousin, she would have gotten kidnapped and none of this would have happened.
Oh no, that's fair. And I mean,
So that's why if your kid does something that's considered wrong but they're right, don't make them apologize. That's the moral of the story.
I saw no reason to make her apologize, honestly.
I mean, I think he got what he deserved.
I would have been like,
she only told the
you
truth.
let him off easy.
Right, exactly.
Like
so
we know he's a little shit.
Never would have happened if they didn't make her apologize.
Yeah.
That's what I think the message they're giving to us is.
That's a great takeaway.
Mm-hmm. Anyway. Oh God, when we have kids in the future, they're gonna somehow find this and be like, see?
So let's talk about like what you want from the show. You already mentioned like the retcons, basically, like the things that they're gonna have to like tidy up. But from this 6-episode run, like what do you hope to see like out like once it's completed?
I'm totally fine with the Leia show. I take back what I said when I'm like, oh, no more Skywalkers. I need an asterisk that says but Leia because we never got enough Leia, I don't think. So I'm all for more young Leia. If this is Leia's story and this is more about Obi-Wan, because I mean, we do start out the entire franchise with that famous message of Obi-Wan, I forgot the rest of the message, but like asking Obi-Wan for help, and it sounded like that. There's like really great established rapport.
Right.
So if this is how they built that, I want more Obi-Wan and Leia. Like that's all I need. That's really all I need. So
Yeah, and much to your point, I think that's where we're gonna get. We're gonna get to the point where we like finally see why she called out to him in the first place, why she felt like comfortable enough to like call out to him, and why she like respects him enough to be like, okay, like I need your help. So so yeah, I'm kind of glad that this was like Trojan horse. That's like a young Luke story, even though Luke is like right at an
We're
arm's
so
reach. But
over
it's
it, Luke. We are
but yeah,
so over. I'm
it's
so
but
sorry.
yeah,
I
it's
don't
gonna
want to
get more.
hear.
It's gonna be more Leia though. Yeah,
Yeah. I also am loving seeing more Alderaan too.
yeah.
So I think with watching more of this, like you can feel more of the pain that Leia felt when she was forced to watch her planet be destroyed.
Hmm.
Because it seemed like she was like very close with her people. I love the Leia callbacks with her mom having the bun type hair
Yeah,
and
yeah.
them almost alluding to the fact that everyone on that planet just happens to have cinnamon bun hair. I think I just love stuff like this, and just to make maybe like the again making the younger character just an ode to Carrie Fisher, because if it wasn't for I don't know if a lot of people know this, Leia would not have been as spicy if not for Carrie Fisher. Like she advocated for Leia to have more lines. She advocated for Leia to be that kind of person because that's the kind of person that Carrie Fisher is.
Mm.
So I do think it's also kind of like a beautiful ode to Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, yeah. Like she like this was a time where, um, I mean, and
They
unfortunately,
intentionally didn't put her in a bra,
yeah, yeah, exactly. This was a time
and George
where
Lucas
female
is like, oh, they
characters
didn't have
were,
bras in space.
yeah, where like female characters unfortunately were portrayed a certain way, and Carrie Fisher being the person that she is, she definitely fought to make this character like what we know it to be today. Because yeah, Leia is such a great character, like you said. Like Luke is like, I'm gonna say this too, like Luke is very much Anakin's son because I both find them annoying as hell. But at the same
Oh my
time,
god, that's
I've
so
always,
true. They're
I've al-
annoying in the same exact way.
yeah,
Like,
I've
why
always
couldn't
been
they just
intrigued
pick
by Leia.
Leia? Like, she
Yeah,
just seemed like way smarter. She has more wits about her. Why couldn't they just train Leia? Like, I
yeah,
feel like probably would have been much faster.
yeah. Because okay, so the fate of the galaxy is up to this doofus. Okay,
But
we're
not up
screwed.
to someone that's an actual senator.
Right,
The youngest
right.
senator in existence. They said the youngest senator they've ever had. That was actually upsetting me because I'm like, another case of women having to overachieve. while this man just like stumbles into the picture and he's like, hello, I'm
Yeah, and
here.
her brother's getting all the glory now.
And
But
she's like already using her force sensitivity as a
right,
child to give people reads that they deserve.
yeah, that's what I
That's
need
why
to
she
see
could have been a
more of.
Jedi though. She was too smart.
Yeah, yeah. She
Obi
would have.
Wan's like one of the only non-insufferable Jedi.
Yeah, she would have questioned the Jedi way too much. She would be like, "Wait, so you don't do this, but you do this? How does that make sense?" Yeah, so probably good thing. Yeah,
They'd probably be like, "Oh me, I'm gonna fuck." But that's something that Carrie Fisher would have said.
yeah. She definitely would have fought for that right. So yes, but yeah, I guess to close it out, that's what I too hope to see from
Mhm.
Skywalker, like just um more of that relationship with Leia, and also Obi Wan going on this path of having to like basically face Anakin once again,
Oh,
because
I
I already
I
know
would
that's going to be a
love
good
that.
moment. Yeah, that's going to be a good moment.
Because like I said, I forgot to mention that I want more OP Darth Vader.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
because like the one thing about Darth Vader that's like mentioned in the novels, but you don't really see it in the movies, is how OP Darth Vader is. Like he is so insanely powerful. Like he's terrifying. Like you even get it in like in the Star Wars video games, which are also very good. Just like how he's the one character you really can't fight because he could just like squash you with his
that's
force
why
capabilities. I
that's
want
why
to
I like
see.
Rogue One so much, because that
It's
scene
just
where he
OP.
just comes through a wreck
I
shop.
like Rogue One, and it's gonna be one of those movies. I think, and as more time passes, people are
Mm-hmm.
gonna like it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing is like Rogue One is like so little. Like when you get like hints of him just being absolutely fucking terrifying, that shit I eat up. Like
Yeah,
that is what I want to see. I just want to see him eating people left and right.
yeah, because he wrecked shop like just by himself, like probably like a couple, like yeah, that was probably like at least 100 people he just totally
Just
destroyed
like by
in a
blinking.
matter of a minute. Yeah,
Right? Like nobody. Like again, it makes it very hard for me to believe that his dopey ass son was the one to. Well, I mean, it was. He actually could have just easily overpowered him. He wasn't trying to kill
He
him when
wasn't
he very
trying.
well could have. That's the thing is, it was his heartstrings.
Yeah.
Which again, I actually don't hate that part of the lore. Like that makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
I just hate. I wish they could go back in time. Again, I know this is like a sin to retcon the original 3. I just wish Leia had more impact because, like, I'm like imagining again if I could go back to the 70s and be like, imagine like how much she looks like Padme. Everyone's talking about. Imagine that how much that would fuck Darth Vader up.
Yeah.
if he knew, because like she apparently reminds everyone so much of Padme.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know how Star Wars fans hate women, so I don't know if they'll do that.
Yeah. It's crazy.
God, that would be
Because
to me. That would be even more powerful. Sorry,
no, that really would be
because
crazy.
like the
just
one
think
person
about
like he truly really loved,
it.
and apparently his daughter's a spitting image of her, just like her. I'm just saying, a better story in my opinion.
Much better story.
Like in my mind, like it's like Luke not being able to do it, Leia coming in to save him, and then that's the emotional. I don't know. I to me that's just a little bit better.
I would have to agree, and yeah, I mean it won't go like full on retcon, but I think that's why we're going in this direction to basically show you how important Leia is, and to like set up that connection that'll hopefully make sense in the future because a lot of things don't make sense. But yeah, so I'm liking the show so far. I'm
I love
liking
it.
the
Don't ruin
vibe.
it.
Yeah, don't ruin it.
We've been disappointed too much lately by like strong starts, and then
Hmm.
where we can't even finish it. Even I was even betrayed by Atlanta. That's a betrayal I wasn't expecting, but that's a whole different conversation. Where like the
Yeah.
show, but even, like it was okay, and it's just like what the. Why is everything starting out okay, and then by like the 3rd or 4th episode,
See, let me okay, so let me say this too, because I don't need the big fight scene at the end. What would be more impactful? Because
yes,
basically we know when Obi Wan faces off with Anakin again. Like obviously there's not gonna be a battle to the death because they're still alive. I would like more of like emotional stakes, like just having
yes,
to face
too
each
far
other
away to
again.
fight maybe,
Right,
but like that
right,
recognition is there.
right.
And then Darth Vader's still like livid, and he's like, I hated you. You're supposed to be the one," and just like more heartbreak, but resolve for Obi Wan. It's like this is just who he is. It's not my fault.
Yeah, like
He's
almost
my
almost
character,
like closure for Obi
Obi
Wan. Yeah,
Wan. And then he's like, "I'm gonna hunt for my son." Da 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 da. And then he's like, "Okay, he already knows he has a son. We gotta keep Leia a secret."
yeah.
I would buy that. And that would help
I would
that.
buy that.
That would
I would
help
buy
me
that.
be like, how did he not know about the daughter?
Yeah. See,
She
how,
was even more easy to, because I'm like, isn't he like so force sensitive? But she was with him, but he was able to tell that Luke was his son.
right.
But he literally had her prisoner. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna end up dragging this more.
But no, like that would make sense for me. Like they kind of have to address that. So yeah,
I guess that's our hopes.
that is our hope. But yeah, but yeah, as you can tell, we really like Obi-Wan. Hope you like it as well. Let us know what you think. We'll be recapping this every week for its short run. I think we're oh no, I know the boys is coming back soon, but we'll have to see if we could add that to the slate as well. But yeah, we'll
Probably
definitely be here
will.
for yeah, probably will, but yeah, we'll definitely be here for Obi-Wan. But like I said, let us know what you think. But yeah, that's
Because
all
it's
we
gonna
have.
be a while before we get. Because I think both Ahsoka and Mandalorian are 2023.
Yeah.
So this will be it for Star Wars for a while, which I think is fine. I think they need to space that kind of shit out. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah. After Book of Boba Fett, they should take their time with everything they're putting out.
Oh god, don't remind me that happened.
That was shit.
That
That
could have
was
been so fun. And the opportunity was to make him more than just the action figure that he was. And then Anyway, it became like a Mandalorian thing, which is, you know what? If they presented it as that, I would have been as mad.
Right. But it sucked. But yeah, I hope this show, sticks to
Maybe
landing.
Star
I
Wars
hope
will
it,
be better one day to their people of color leads
yeah. I
because
mean,
they're not doing well right now.
not doing well right now. I mean, we certainly need more of that.
Ahsoka's are the next one we got. You better do
Yeah.
well because we go hard for Rosario.
I certainly know I do in more ways than one. But anyway, that is our episode for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Until next time. Peace.